Welcome back to the second episode of the Call of Duty. I'm First Lieutenant Ali. So in today's episode, we're going to be overviewing about the fires that erupted in the state of Kuwait in the past week. Some of the fires are lack of people having the safety precautions, and others of people are not even aware on how to deal with the fire. So with that, like we always say in our episodes, firefighter is a dangerous job, and it requires a lot of training just to be a firefighter and deal with every situation. So stay tuned with us and we will watch these fires together. So we're back. We're going to speak about the fires that happened in the state of Kuwait. The first fire we're going to speak about happens in a 400-meter basement in Thaniya. Let's watch this together. Building evacuated in a basement fire. A fire broke in a 400-meter area of a basement serving as a carpentry shop in a 4-story building in Thaniya. Firemen were dispatched to the scene after the operation room of the fire department received information about the incident, and the building was evacuated without human casualties. A case was registered to determine the cause of fire. We're going to speak about another fire erupted in Salmiya area in one of the cosmetic shops in the area. A fire erupted a few days ago. Stay tuned with us and we'll talk about the details of the fire. Over 10 people were trapped in a fire inside 2 shops of the second floor of a commercial complex of Salim al-Barak Street, next to a popular restaurant in Salmiya area, where 3 people also inhaled smoke and suffered breathing difficulty, says an Interior Minister press release. A security source said the fire operation room notified about the fire in a shop for selling beauty products and other store inside a popular commercial complex in Salmiya. Acting on information, a team of firemen with security operative and paramedics went to the scene and rescued these people in a blaze, while paramedics treated the 3 people that inhaled smoke and suffered breathing difficulties, including a fireman. A high-ranking fire officials were present to supervise the operation. One of the last fires that also erupted in our reports, a woman ring was stuck in her hand, which technical rescue teams of the Kuwait Fire Service Directorate had to interfere in one of the hospitals to cut the ring off. Stay tuned with us and we will see this together. Firemen used the special equipment to cut a ring from an Asian lady's finger after she had tried to vein to remove it. Reports, a daily source, said that the Asian finger was wedged in the ring and firemen at the Mubarak hospital managed to cut it and remove it without any casualty. Together we've seen the fires and what happens, and some of them are rescue missions, and I hope our viewers will educate themselves and to avoid such problems in the future. And it's very easy to avoid that by also, again, going back to the safety precautions that we also, at all times, we give our viewers. So with that, we're going to move on into one of the last news and information that we're going to pass along, that the state-of-the-art technology that is we are working with right now these days with the state-of-art companies. We're trying to have our training in our environment-friendly places. That also one of the main objectives of the fire department is that we have an environment safety training zones, and that we will see together. Al-Hilali and Al-Shuhada firefighters were able to extinguish a fire of a bachelorette accommodation in Al-Nadelgar after receiving report from the operation room of the Kuwait Fire Service Directorate stated, added a fireman inhaled smoke and suffered breathing difficulty. He was referred to the Amiri Hospital by paramedics. Now we're going to be moving on into the last section of today's episode. It is the most important section, which is the awareness section. And let's watch this public service announcements that's provided by us, and we'll be back. we're back together. We observed together the public service announcements, and I hope our viewers also will educate themselves by knowing how to deal with these situations. We showed you the most common problems that we deal with. There is a lot of other variety of detailed situations we don't want to talk about. We want to talk about the most common problems, such as overload of power and short circuits. And the most common thing also that is happening in houses are gas leakage. And the gas leakage, what we do with this type of situations, and we're gonna make sure that at all times, when I'm done with the kitchen, let's say we have the maids, all right, or the servant at the house, or the guardian, you need to double check that the gas safety pin is off before you leave the kitchen. Because a lot of the gas leak happens because due to people not even maintaining the gas leak system. Now I'm going to speak about most common problems our firefighters are dealing with in the heat of action. One of the most common problems that the firefighters are dealing with is heavy traffic. So the next time you see the firefighter vehicles on the road, the sirens are on, make sure that you give the right of way for the firefighters. Because in that particular moment, there is someone waiting for us and we're on the way. Time is precious for firefighters. That's our message. Goodbye.